Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're embarking on a pretty incredible inner spiritual expedition. Usually we're looking out at the stars or studying the physical world around us, but today we're looking strictly inward. We're going to map out exactly what happens when meditation goes much, much deeper than you ever imagined. So, to do this, we're using the ancient, really profound wisdom of the Shurangama Sutra, specifically Volume 10, to decode the ultimate illusions of the human mind. See, when practitioners strip away the noise of daily life and enter these profoundly deep states of stillness, they don't just find peace. That's what we usually expect, right? But instead, they end up navigating these perilous peaks of consciousness, where the mind's ability to deceive itself reaches absolutely astonishing new levels. All right, here's our map for the expedition. 1. Entering the Samadhi realm. 2. Navigating the formation skandha traps. 3. The ultimate illusions of awareness. 4. The root of the illusion itself. And 5. The power of true dharma. Okay, let's jump right into part 1, entering the Samadhi realm, and how we actually stop the surface noise. As a practitioner clears away all those everyday thoughts and physical distractions, they uncover what the sutra calls a skandha, specifically the formations skandha. Think of a skandha as a core layer of our reality. It's kind of like peering behind the curtain of the universe and seeing the underlying code. It's this endless, shimmering, almost imperceptible flow of subtle mental energy that literally connects all living things. It is completely mesmerizing, but it's really just another layer. But wait, beyond that flowing matrix lies something even deeper, the consciousness skandha. If those formations we just talked about are like flowing water, consciousness is the fundamental cognitive awareness that remains when even that water stops flowing. It is the absolute deepest root tying the self to the illusion of the universe. And it's precisely here, down in these profound depths, where the ultimate and most deceptive spiritual tests are waiting for us.
Which brings us to part 2, formation skandha traps and some truly wild philosophical delusions.
Now, the sutra explicitly warns us about 10 specific cognitive traps, basically heretical conclusions, that pop up when a meditator experiences the vastness of this subtle state, but completely misinterprets what it actually means. Because their mind is so incredibly clear in this state, they totally trust their flawed logic, which, let's be honest, is something we all do on a smaller scale, when we think we've suddenly figured it all out, right? To put this into perspective, imagine a practitioner who casts their mind back, say, 80,000 eons. They look around, see nothing before that point, and arrogantly assume the universe has absolutely no origin cause. Or they might watch the relentless cycle of life and falsely categorize just one part of the soul as strictly eternal, while the body perishes. They might even try to calculate the physical boundaries of the universe, or get completely obsessed with post-mortem existence. Each of these is a massive logic trap. It binds them even tighter to the illusion and causes them to lose the path of true bodhi, or ultimate awakening. Let's push even deeper into part 3, illusions of awareness, the ultimate tests. In this deeper realm, the mind's clarity is just so overwhelmingly powerful that a meditator can actually mistake their own vast awareness for the supreme creator of all life. Just imagine that level of spiritual arrogance. It's the ultimate ego trip. Other practitioners might get totally obsessed with the cosmic power of elements like fire or water, or they might just give up entirely and rest in this static, false version of empty nirvana. They genuinely think they've finished the journey, when in reality, they've just stalled out. So what's the big takeaway here? The absolute fatal flaw across all these advanced stages remains exactly the same, mistaking a profound meditative rest stop for the final destination of absolute Buddhahood. They take a beautiful, incredibly convincing illusion, call it the ultimate truth, and end up committing the ultimate spiritual error. Moving to part 4, the root of the illusion and the 5 skandhas. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth do we break free from traps this complex? Well, we have to realize that the 5 skandhas, our entire mind-body complex, are fundamentally built on delusion. The Buddha uses this highly relatable, really vivid analogy to prove this connection. He points out that just thinking of sour vinegar or a super sour plum physically makes your mouth water. Actually, you might even be feeling it right now just hearing about it. The vinegar isn't even there, yet your physical body reacts to the thought. It beautifully demonstrates how our physical reality is entirely constructed by our thoughts. It's almost like a giant puzzle. Notice how our reality actually stacks up in 5 distinct steps of deepening delusion. First, it starts with firm delusion, which constructs our physical form. Then, illusory clarity drives our sensations.
Next, all-pervading delusion weaves our perceptions. Then hidden delusion drives those continuous formations we talked about earlier. And finally, subtle inverted delusion creates consciousness itself. The whole entire stack is a mental construct. So, how do we dissolve this matrix? Well, the sutra emphasizes that these traps have absolutely no real physical foundation. The Buddha likens it to a person running away in terror, completely confused by their own shadow. Realizing it's an illusion is the very first step to destroying it. And on a practical level, the text says that relying on a specific phonetic chant, the Shrangama mantra, offers an ultimate anchor. It literally keeps the mind grounded and protected against these terrifying, highly deceptive mental pitfalls. And that brings us to our final milestone, Part 5, the power of true Dharma and its completely unimaginable value. There's this amazing moment in the text where Ananda asks the Buddha about the merit of giving. And the Buddha sets up this staggering comparison. On one side, imagine taking all of infinite space and filling it completely to the brim with the most precious 7 treasures, just to offer them to infinite Buddhas. Okay? Now, on the other side, imagine simply explaining the truth of this sutra's mind traps to just one single unlearned person.
The answer is literally mind-blowing. The Buddha states that sharing this explanation generates 100 million times more merit than that infinite material charity. I mean, wow! Teaching someone how to navigate the mind's ultimate traps instantly transforms past negative karma, actually turning the causes of deep suffering into pure, absolute awakening. The text leaves us with this incredible, unwavering promise from the Buddha. By understanding these profound traps, recognizing the skandhas as the delusions they are, and holding fast to this teaching, any practitioner can safely bypass all spiritual danger. You can cut straight through the illusions and directly reach true bodhi, entirely free from demonic karma. As we wrap up this inner expedition today, I want to leave you with one final, really provocative thought to chew on. If the Shurangama Sutra is right, if your sensations, your perceptions, and even your deepest, most profound consciousness are all fundamentally built on a subtle, inverted illusion, then who exactly is the you that just learned all of this? Think about that and keep exploring.